Hey, this is Steve Taylor with Think HR and Insurance Services, and today we're going to talk about TriNet and the services that they offer companies at a high level. So, TriNet, they are a PEO, a professional employer organization. So, they exclusively focus just on the PEO. So, as ADP and a Paychex might have payroll or other solutions that you can just get a la carte, not on the PEO, TriNet only offers the PEO solution. However, that may be changing. I'm not sure exactly how, but we're going to find out in the coming months because they did recently acquire Zenefits, and now Zenefits is a strategic partner of theirs or an acquisition that they made. So I'm pretty excited to see what that offering is going to look like, and if they're going to go in that direction, like an ADP and a Paychex, where they're able to offer something off of the PEO. However, I do know that the PEO is their bread and butter, and I also do know that even though they're doing an acquisition, TriNet was made from three different PEOs, at least when I was working there in 2018 till 2021. They went through. They had a company, Jevity. They had a couple other PEOs that they had bought, and they merged. And that migration, in my opinion, was very smooth considering the amount of people that they were able to bring over. So I'm fully confident in their ability to be able to make this work. But they're a great partner to have. Their service offerings are amazing. On the PEO, they do allow you to carve out medical. You can carve out workers' comp. Those are options. I think it really depends on each person's situation. One thing that they do really well is they train their salespeople on specific industries. So what's cool is when you go through the process, or even when I work with my TriNet reps, if I'm working with a lot of tech companies, the person that we work with that does tech, they understand and they get it. They know that, hey, you're scaling fast. The things you need to pay attention to are not workers' comp quite as much as health insurance, talent acquisition, the HRES, pulling data and information so that when you talk to your investors, you can tell them exactly how much your employees are costing. So they do a really good job of putting all this stuff together for you. Again, the services break down as you have HR, you get assigned a consultant, you're able to do talent management through their TA or their applicant tracking system, their ATS. You can also manage benefits. They do it through a multi-employer platform or multi-employer program. And those 401ks, they're managed by TriNet and Transamerica. TriNet is the fiduciary on there, so they're able to help you out with the 5,500 filings and all that. It's actually really good if you don't really want to spend time setting this stuff up. They have everything ready to go. Your employees can participate day one. And then payroll services, they can help you out with expense management, time and attendance, integrate those things. If you've got time and attendance already handled through another system, they do have open APIs and can work with you there. So it looks like TriNet's also updated their Zenefit stuff there. On the technology platform, they give you an integration center. So if your team already is very sophisticated and knows how to plug in stuff, then great, you can do that. The workforce analytics tool, it's good. It's it's very good at pulling all the employee data and turning it into an executive dashboard. So if there's certain metrics that you need to constantly give the board and you're a founder or you're an HR person and your team needs to know certain things like, hey, how long is it taking us to hire someone? Or what's our turnover rate? Or what are we spending in this department on benefits? Or how come nobody's participating in 401k, on our termination report? Well, then maybe it might make sense to say, hey, we got a great 401k plan. And a lot of people say that that's why they stay. Maybe we should put that into our enrollment process when we're bringing people on or we're doing our open enrollments for the year. Maybe we should mention the 401k or bring an advisor in. And that's when you can go back, reach out to somebody at TriNet, and they're happy to service you. Now, I will say they have a customer 360, and a lot of people have been, giving bad reviews on that. However, strategically, it honestly it's a great move. Why? Because the technology platform has everything in there. They're able to route you exactly where you need to go versus the bottleneck of, even though you're not talking to somebody right away, the old model would be, hey, you send an email to your specialist. They might be in meetings all day. They get back to you in 4 or 5 hours. then you start the process where they're going to go find someone. Well, now you get to skip the line and they're just like, hey, what's your deal? Cool, we'll route you to somebody who can actually help you with that right away. But if you don't know what your problem is, then like anything in life, if you know exactly what you want, we can get it to you more quickly. If you don't know what you want, then we have to spend some time, discover, explore. And they do give you that white glove service so that you can do that. Overall, I think a lot of people that I've had on TriNet, and when I was working there myself, a lot of my clients and customers were very happy on the service. I have some folks right now that I set up on TriNet, and they're still happy with it. It's a great company, great service model. They're up here in San Francisco area. They are headquartered in Dublin, and again, TriNet is just a PEO model. They don't do the payroll a la carte or do it on the open market. However, you can carve out certain pieces, certain insurances. But if you want to go through an evaluation process, see what makes sense for your company, happy to leverage our partnership with TriNet, happy to make introductions where it makes sense. But again, this is TriNet. The service that they offer is the professional employer organization only. And they have other services that are built around it and more to come on how exactly TriNet's going to integrate with Zenefits. Okay. All right. Awesome. Well, you guys have a great rest of your day. If you need any support or help in figuring out TriNet, let us know how we can be helpful. Steve Taylor with Think HR and Insurance.